think that I just come in there and look for knockoffs, and that's not the case. You know, I'm actually a sharp, smart fighter.
So, what happened? I'm here. Who wanted to fight me?
I really don't care who's in front of me. I don't feel like no fighter can beat me.
Demolish everybody, to be honest. Everybody that's in my way. The pinnacle to any weight division is to have all the belts, all of the titles. Body work.
Welcome to Body Work. Welcome back. It's Michael Rogers. Welcome to Body Work Boxing. It feels so good to be back. It's a war going on outside. No man is safe from. Clear as the air that we breathe, that we can't see, but we know that we need. I just want to talk a little boxing today. Some nutritional value is definitely packed in this one. Cookie Monster, Body Work. Salute, Cookie Monster. I appreciate you. I really do. It's gonna be packed with nutritional value, you know, and I have some things I want to cover, but I'm gonna do the curriculum. The curriculum is not that long today. It's just one word: precedent. You know, I was saying that I used this word when it came to Canelo. I used this word to when it came to how the Haneys were promoting in today's day and time in the fashion that they were. Cookie Monster, crystal clear sound and crystal clear flame emoji. Okay, I appreciate that. You know I need that. AC in the building. Salute. AC, Body Work. But I was using that word when it came down to the things that Canelo was doing. You know, Mr. 155. If you want to be honest, you know, I mean, but that never comes up. You know, the same thing that Ryan's going through when it came down to Canelo, that it's a scarlet letter. You start talking about that. But I said, listen, the way promotions is happening, especially in this modern time, because the internet is a gift and a curse. It's just like anything else. It's positive and negative. And it's just as much positive energy out here as there is negative. It's just people harp on the negative. You know what I'm saying? You could do something good and people would be like, what? I mean, shit, what you want? You want a cookie? That's what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? If you're in my household, you know what I'm saying? Imagine doing everything the way you, and that was just expected. That's the reality. Like, if you do what you're supposed to do, ain't nobody gonna toss you a bone. They gonna be like, what you want, a cookie? You gotta excel. You know what I'm saying? I had a mother that said, listen, man, we don't do C's, Mike. And I said, well, I mean, you're going to be average at some things. She said, listen, you above average. We don't do C's. 2 of them at max. You know what I'm saying? And that shit was like, it was growing up under that kind of pressure. You know, it forced you to develop certain things, just like these boxers. And it'll kind of harden you in a way, but it'll prepare you and armor you in a way. Let's see who else in here. C-Dub, aka C-Dub. What's going on? Salute, Mr. aka Body Work. Cook, my brother. I'm on it. Okay, yeah. All right. So you go through certain things that harden you. It makes you a certain kind of way. And you develop ways of seeing things, ways of identifying things. That's what I did. And I be identifying patterns. And I'll be asking if these guys are like, sometimes things be happening. I'm like, listen, man, I'm not being overly critical about it. I just want to sit back and analyze it for a second. The news just came out. I don't want to be a knee-jerk reactionist. Because how many of us know that if you always acting on your first impulse, like the first thing you be feeling like when you be wanting to just punch somebody in the face, that'd be like your first reaction. Is like how many of y'all know that that's not how you can really be able to coexist and go places and level up and broaden your circle and deepen your horizons. You know, I'm recognizing patterns. And some guys are setting precedent. And I've been tracking it. These are stakes in the ground conversations. They don't get the congregation jumping for joy, but they pack with nutritional value because this is fruits and veggies, not that Reggie. Fact-based content, not opinion-based. The alternative to what everybody's saying, man. Something that you should consider. Put in your rucksack and march on with. But I believe T.O. is setting a precedent, man. And in simple terms, something that may serve as an example or rule to be followed in the future. Because I was asking, you know, trying to understand the Bud versus Boots thing, and you know, somebody, you know, one of his advocates was saying, listen, man, you know how to get a fight with him, man. You gotta get disrespectful. So I was like, okay, well, that, you know, if you make that, like, if you make it to where somebody got to get disrespectful with you, that's almost like when you be out here yelling, I want all the smoke. It's like, do you know when you do that and you open yourself up? Because if any kind of smoke come your way, man, it ain't gonna be that preferential. Oh no, I like honey barbecue smoke. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I didn't really want all of it. I ain't want no chimney smoke. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want all, you know, that's not what I meant. So I said, you know, if you put it out there that somebody got to get disrespectful with you in order to get a fight, then you open yourself up. Teofimo Lopez has opened himself up in a situation now where it's almost like he's going past the point of return. And I'm just gonna lay some things out with you. Listen, I'm not over here to debate with nobody. I'm just out here to lay out some facts, lay down some groundwork, tell you that T.O. is the problem of a bigger issue, which is these guys are being avatared. And I'm gonna get into that in a second. They're being avatared. But the ultimate question is, this is what we're gonna be able to answer after this. Is T.O. still in the boxing business, or is it monkey business? That's really what we're going to answer. That's my question to everybody. You know what I'm saying? That's my question for today. That's what we're going to be talking about. That's what we're going to be discussing. Okay? Right now they're saying that the guy is in legal troubles with Top Rank, right? And we already know that, like Charlie Murphy, y'all remember Charlie Murphy on Dave Chappelle when he was like, man, you know, Rick was what we call a habitual line stepper, meaning that, you know what I'm saying, he'll cross that line and then boom, we'll have to bring him right back. You know what I'm saying? T.O. is a habitual line stepper, is what we call it. Don't take my words. Listen to Charlie Murphy. That's what he is. But I don't think that he's getting it honest, man, because every time I hear these things that he talk, all this monkey business, these stuff about these bananas and just everybody, and it really strikes me. It's almost like when a certain subject come up, that's super, I can't even say it's taboo, but a super negative thing. It's a connotation with a really big public figure right now. You know what I'm saying? When certain things are said, you know what they are inferences of. You know what the implications of saying certain things and making certain connotations. So if you make it comfortable to where somebody just gets to where they could just be that way, I'm always shocked at the people who be the first one to jump out and defend it. Like when, you know what I'm saying? Just like with the big case and all this, I'm like, hold on, listen, man, sit back, get all the facts. But the people that jumping out there wide open defending I always be leery of them people, and so it always look for the people that's out here straight up defending the actions of the words and the analogies that he keeps perpetuating. So those kind of people kind of raise the alarm for me. I don't care if you're a fan or not. That's one thing. But he's come to a point to where he's becoming something, and I'm not sure if it's because of his legal standing, because they saying he in trouble with Top Rank. So I'm like, who's gonna really want to touch you while you in this? Don't nobody know anything. Ain't no PR to clean it up. Ain't no real information. Just you out here just blabbing your mouth and doing other things that we're gonna get into. But then I also seen a video from Top Rank, and it was a short little 3-minute video. Go look at the Top Rank joint that they put it out. It was a 3-minute video, and they were highlighting T.O.'s breakdown in the fighters meeting. And that was reminiscent of when Tim Bradley was doing the fight, during the Baranchek fight, and he told us that Navarrete had a signed signature with Shakur's name on it. He never heard back. And also how they span to the crowd, showing people leaving the stands. Now, the truth is the truth. Now, if the fans were really leaving and all this, but the fact that the company were highlighting this, it's just like, you know, they know how to communicate. Let's just say somehow I got privy to the information. Let's just say that. So if they must be transmitting, because I was able to receive a video showing where they were highlighting T.O.'s breakdown in the fighter meeting. And in there, if you dive inside of that little 3-minute clip that they have, I cite my sources. This is where I got it from. The little 3-minute clip that they have from ESPN, they put it out earlier. If you were to dive in there, the first nugget you will see is that they'll highlight the contention between Teofimo Lopez and his father. And he was saying, he was basically saying, listen, I don't need my father to talk for me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, the fact that was recorded and now that's actually being put out there, that's like what they really want you to know. Like, they want you to know this man is a head case. He's a basket case. He's a very talented individual. But I think that other than him, because I don't want to believe that the man really has a problem with certain kind of people, man. But you know, we all know what kind of language associates certain kind of things, and we can't be apologetic to it. We can't ignore it, because this channel is all about silence is consent. Meaning, if you don't say anything, that means you agree with it. And I don't agree with it. And I be listening to the people like the first dude, like Captain Egghead, when he first jumped out there 2 weeks ago, when he first jumped out there, and he started trying to politic it away. He was trying to debate it away. I said, I ain't never heard nobody out there. What are you doing, dude? You know what I mean? People are influenced by you. What are you doing, man? Politicked it away. Only to come around a day, as soon as I said, all right, I'm about to go do this, 15 minutes later, this video popped out about Captain Egghead addressing the fact that he would like to see Bud whoop on Teofimo. Now, what happened 2 weeks ago when he was talking that monkey shit? And you politicked it away. You was trying to debate it away. You a flip-flopper, man. That's what I be trying to say. I give respect where it's due. It's nutritional value there as well. There's stuff you can get. It's classic moments. It's humor. It's all that. But, like, man, we got to stop being passed around and tossed around like rocks. Bob Arum said us boxing fans are like rocks, man. I challenge you to use your critical thinking skills, and you definitely not going to be cool. I was in the military. Served with a little bit of everybody. We didn't, at a certain point, you don't see that shit. We had our little inside jokes, but you don't see it. It's being perpetuated. People are apologizing for it. And I really don't think that the young man is that way, because every time you hear him talk about Boots, it's almost like he be in the library and shit. He be like, yeah, because back in, you know, such and such, when me and Boots won the Nationals, you know, he get to using his inside voice. But when it come to Bud and Tank, you would think he was down with Master P in them. And I really believe that the young man he's really a victim of his father and the ways of his dad, because the first glimpses I've ever heard of it was his dad being controversial and giving off that energy. And then the channels, like from my perspective, the channels who I know, who I used to be cool with, but then when I saw what they was on that bullshit, that propagating, so they always have a lane driving us, playing this divide and conquer shit that they be doing. They'll always have a lane doing that to us, and we don't talk about boxing critically to be able to be unified, to be able to put voice to the atmosphere and get what we want. We be all divided and conquered. His father jumped into him, just like all these other fathers. And I was saying this. We're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna show you what's going on, man. Tell you, I don't believe in my heart of hearts that he's that way and he feels that kind of way towards us. I don't believe that. But you can't keep doing that, man. It's almost like it's a slap in the face, man. And then when people try to explain it away, I'm like, man, you get to have me look at you sideways, like you actually like it. Like you condone it, like the same way people they use the same gas. This is the gaslighting tactic. This is the same tactic. Like when you mention how Ryan Garcia just beat Devin up, and it wasn't, you know what I'm saying, like regardless, it just looked like he was just gonna be able to, skill wise, like mistakes, strategic wise, all of that. You just state that, they say, oh man, look at this guy. I ain't never seen nobody taking up for a cheater. They use that same gaslight tactic. It's like, no, man, we're not saying that, you know what I'm saying, like he should be, he need his penalty. Whatever happened, whatever, he was dirty, he need to serve his whatever. But let's not act like that was just it. Don't try to make it, don't try to move the goalposts and gaslight and try to move it over to where now we're defending the cheater. Stop that shit, man. Don't be one of these little minions, man, where they could just put a battery in your back, spin that little thing around, your little windy thing, and then tap you on your behind and send you on your way. Don't be one of them guys, man. Stop and think about it. No, man. It's not okay, man. Ain't nobody saying it. And then people who are talking about it, they try to handle it, you know, all softly or whatever, because they be trying to sway the masses because they really politicians or they really getting paid. They like, some of these dudes is getting paid. You can't convince me otherwise, man. And that's not none of my business. I'm just saying, man, use your critical thinking skills so you won't be just flapping around out there like one of them paper bags that got away at the grocery store, just running into all kind of shit. Sticker bride, bushes, poles, handicapped people, you name it. Getting stepped on, rained on. Like, come on, man. Be responsible. Hold your own too and use some critical thinking skills. This man is being influenced by his father, just like Devin, and it's rightfully so. So to a certain extent, you have to applaud the father, but then you also have to recognize what's going on, because every father-son relationship, it don't go like that. The things and the examples we've been seeing here more recently have been a little more toxic. It's looking like people are, you know, they're not doing the best. You know what I'm saying? And they're getting painted in a negative light, but I also see a little bit of favoritism, because I see the Norman's father, B. Norman, he get a whole lot of slack. Schofield, they be calling that man a woman and all kind of stuff. I'm like, man, y'all just, you know what I'm saying? That's why it's like, man, I don't know, man. It's just weird now. You can just say whatever you want online, man. It ain't no respect. It ain't no code. So to one extent, I'm like, yeah, promote the fight. But where does promotion stop? And then where does just being, you know what I'm saying? Where does some extra shit, some shit like the shit that was going on with B-Hop and Bill? I was joking around, man, on another channel. And I said, man, I know B-Hop probably glad he ain't going to that latrine, man. He probably glad Bill ain't stepping to that latrine, man. That man be all up in court right now. So you can say whatever you want. Then when you really want to handle it, it's not none of that. And then if you do handle it, you're probably going to wind up in court. And we're allowing Teofimo Lopez to be avatared by his father right now. It was happening with Conor Ben. That's the only reason why Conor Ben was getting ready to fight the Eubanks and them. A lot of people were saying that Kenny was doing it to Sean, even though I respect Kenny the most. Like Kenny, he's almost like an exception to the rule out of all of this, because I didn't see Kenny as toxic as everybody else. I wasn't clowning Sean about, because I didn't even know about it. People were being nasty online about it. So I put Kenny outside of it, but to a certain extent, yes, because maybe even the Bud fight, you see a little glimpse of the little whatever, and he said that was the first time my father asked me to do something and I didn't do it. I got, this is fact based. This is fact based, man. And this is not fly by night, man. These are stakes in the grounds. These appreciate. You know what I'm saying? Shit with value appreciate with time. It don't diminish. So I got to do this. Put this up, and I'm about to get right into it. So basically, this is under the allowance made for fair use purposes such as criticism, people commenting, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Anything that may be seen or whatever, even though it's mine, is to cover, all areas. This is for fair use. Fair use, man. This is going to explain a lot, man. And then it's like 2 things I gotta go over and I'm coming out. Welcome to Body Work.
Body work.
Welcome back. It's Michael Rogers. Welcome to Body Work Boxing. Avatar. That's a new term that I'm embracing, you know what I'm saying, over here at Body Work. Man, I gotta have a list of vocabulary and I gotta have homework in every episode, But I'm talking about the Chris Eubanks and Conor Benn fight. Here we are, we're very close to the fight. It's building up. They doing the counting the days, and you got people chiming in. And we had about a week and a half ago, we had a scare about Senior pulling out Eubanks Jr. And what I'm gathering is that this is all about a battle of the fathers. This is a battle of 2 fathers avataring their sons. Wow. Yes, they're avataring their sons. Oh yeah. And everybody, a lot of people do it. Fans do it. We think these boxers are our avatars, but it's a whole different thing when it's a father and a son. Especially 2 fathers who already been in the line of fire with each other. They already went to combat. One was a stoppage and then the other was a draw, and now the family name and the legacy is on the line, and it's a money grab, and neither one is really getting everything they want as far as a fight. And Eubanks should be getting a Charlo or Andre, but you got Big Daddy over his shoulder tell him, hey, get it on for the family, son. You got Conor Benn looking, to start tapping more of these veteran. I think he's coming down. I hope he want to come down with the age of the level of the fighter that he's on. I know Eddie's over there trying to build him, but he's trying to make a name for himself up there with the Jerron Boots Ennis's and the Virgil Ortiz's of the world. And, you know, he wanted to get it on with Adrian Broner. He had called out Sean Porter. You know, he's doing his thing, but he's not really lining up with fights that he really want. You know, I think he really wanted the Adrian Broner, and then he got Pops saying, do it for the family legacy. You know, then ironically today, I see a whole live about how Bill Haney doing interviews, calling and saying that Keyshawn Davies and Shakur and them are acting like bees. Like, is he avataring his son? Let's think about that. Is he avatar? Has he been avataring his son the whole time? And I would never come between the father and the son. You know, but let's be honest. You know, these fathers actually wear many hats. You know, it was the same level of criticism that people had when they actually called facts on Sean Porter and Kenny Porter, when Kenny Porter threw in the towel and Sean could go. When they had already discussed throwing in the towel. But Sean had embarrassed Kenny. And that's his avatar. That was his avatar. He probably put Sean up to actually going to go fight Bud, because the activity and the energy I got was that Sean Porter really ain't want to fight Bud. He wanted to get a bag out the door, but he got avatar. I believe he got avatared his whole career. Especially go back to some of your favorite channels and look at what they were saying about Kenny Porter and how, you know, Sean Porter used to have to go ask for money and all that. Look, go. You didn't hear that on my channel. I heard it on other channels. Go, do your homework. That's your homework. Avatar. You got Bill Haney. And the more I hear Bill Haney talk, the more I realize I don't really have a problem with Devin. You know, I was talking to my lady the other day, and I was saying, so I said, what do you think about Devin? She was like, I don't know about Devin, because sometimes I hear him and he talk, you know, he talk like, you know, a professional, and he's all clean and he well spoken, and then, you know, he doing all the right things, but then I hear him on other things, and he you know, sound like he might be clout chasing or something. The more I see it is that he got to live up to what Big Papa say. You know, when they say, never write a check that you can't cash. Yeah. Bill be out here writing checks that Devin Haney got to go cash. And I salute him for getting him where he at as far as being a trainer. I salute him as far as getting undisputed, but man, at some point in time, man, you got to stop avataring that, man. This is going to be you. Because I believe this Eubanks and Conor Ben fight is years too early. Kell Brook and Amir Khan got it on. Now, that was too late. That was over marination, over cooking, but it was a bag that they could rely on in the future. It didn't interrupt their current legacy building now, but I understand it's the family name. But guess what? Eubanks ain't Triple G. And Conor Ben don't gotta be Kell Brook. And at first I was thinking Eddie was putting on a circus with this. You know, I was just looking like, man, this is a whole circus out here. But I got the looking, I got the hearing, I got the watching, I got the seeing, you know, downloading data. And I said, you know what? Eubanks is taking Conor Ben too light. He said, oh, if all I got to do is be 60%, you see him walking around with the bucket of the KFC and all that. And I said, oh, he a big boy. Fight at a big weight, but you're fighting at a catch weight. And you're not the most active in the world. And Conor Ben can tap that chin. And last time I checked, Eubanks ain't the most technical. Conor Ben got an axe to grind. All he got to do is make you look bad. All they got to do is use that head movement that he been practicing on with the Algiers of the world, going in for the kill.
So I started getting intrigued by the matchup. Then I heard that it was off, so I lost a little steam. And then I watched the counting the days, and I couldn't just help but see that this is not about Conor Benn and Eubanks Jr. This is about senior versus junior. When are we gonna stop avataring these boxers? Even as fans, they're not our avatar. We can't explain away and attack and do all this other stuff with them. Like, they just box. But these fathers, though, need to stop avataring their son. They're gonna look back and say, you know what? In this case, maybe I should have been more of a father and let you be more of a son. You know, and not a veteran fighter, a retired veteran father, fighter, and an active boxing son. Not none of that. Maybe I should have just took my hands off and let you establish your own way and give you guidance along the way. But maybe I shouldn't have avatared you. I'm still excited about the fight, but I'm looking at the Bill Haney's of the world. I'm looking at the Chris Eubanks seniors and the Chris Eubanks seniors, Conor Benn seniors. I'm looking at the Kenny Porters. I'm looking at all these father coaches that got sons that are active boxers, retired boxers. There's always gotta have a stamp on their son. Even down to the fans acting like these are avatars. Telling if your favorite fighter to do stupid shit at the expense of your entertainment. But it is our entertainment. But where does it stop? What do you think? You know, I'm looking at it. I think boxing is in a good place. It's all in perspective. You know what I'm saying? You got the Oscar, the Grouches, who always pop their head out of the trash cans. You know what I'm saying? Just always, you know. But then you got the people that'll lift these boxes up and, you know what I'm saying, showcase and highlight the up-and-coming talent and, you know what I'm saying, try to put energy towards making these fights, you know, and can actually see and pick out something that they saw, that they liked, something that they learned, something they could take away from, a way to be able to, you know, create off of. I just want to know what you think about all these active boxing sons getting avatars. Anyways, man, don't forget to hit your notification bell icon. I'll be going live. You know, I got a segment that I'm going to be trying to do that's catering to the women's boxing, you know, and I'm doing my boxers to watch collection. You know, I just highlight the best attributes and something about each fighter, and I'm really enjoying doing that, getting into the graphics and everything. But if you ever want to collab, if you ever want to talk boxing, or if you want that smoke, come get it. Here at Body Work Boxing, where we don't take things for face value. We do that body work.
No, that was, let me make sure. No, that was September 27th, 2022. That's why I say, man, like 15 views, people don't like the truth. I didn't have any traction really. I was just doing it off of just loving it, just wanting to talk about it, just wanting to just let somebody know you ain't, you know what I'm saying, it's not you, man. You're not crazy, man. You know, in this video I discussed the impact of boxing fathers have on their boxing sons. Are these boxers being avatared? Let's talk about it. Got all my contact information. I was even telling people, if you want to collab, if you want this, if you want that, I'll even say if you want that smoke, come get it. You know what I'm saying? And no response. No response. But I show that to say that, you know, it's apparent to me that this young man right here, he's on his last leg of the boxing business because of the legal trouble with Bob Merriman. When you can't, when you're not a draw, when you're up and down, when there's footage of you asking yourself, "Do I still got it?" When you have highs and lows, like all boxers, but yours are like out in front of the world at the wrong time because you didn't have a PR, and your father is actually avataring you. He's gonna make you look real bad. So some of these things that have like racial undertones to them, they're not gonna make you look good. And then this is my last thing. This is my last thing because it's ironic. When I was saying like 2 weeks ago, when I was saying like, listen, man, those are fighting words, and I said, listen, I'm never one of these guys that's going. I'm not a Karen, so I would never advocate for T.O. to be canceled. This was 2 weeks ago. I said I would never advocate for T.O. to be canceled because the choices are canceled or smoked. I said I'm not a Karen, so X me off on the counseling. I wasn't one of them guys that's going to go to the principal. I was one of them guys that's going to wait. Even if we had a problem, I'm going to wait till the last day of school. I'm going to punch you in the face on the last day of school. Like, that was me. So I go to the principal for what? No, when we get off the bus, like, it's on. Like, I'm from that era. Then again, I'm about to be 44 years old. Legends are born in December. I don't know what you've been told. So I was saying, which one of y'all going to smoke them? Bud, they said somebody got to get disrespectful. And I said, Bud, listen, that's a snack. Go ahead and put the number on the bag and knock out this snack and stay active and, you know what I'm saying, do whatever, you know what I'm saying? That's a snack, Bud. He deserved it. He got disrespectful. He got out of pocket. Everybody like, because I remember before that, I was doing a video saying, man, listen, since we talk about lenio. I said, man, with all of the lenio and belts and all this, I said, technically he did everything that Devin Haney did before Devin Haney did it, contrary to popular belief. And I said, logically, yes, but that was when you was at 47. Now you're going to 54. I'm like, man, listen, it looked like the power didn't truly transfer from 35 to 40. That's just me, though. So I can only imagine going from 40 to 47 to 54. Like, man, come on, man. And I don't ever remember T.O. looking like a skeleton at the weigh-in. But I do know where Bud started. Bud sucked down. He went down to 135. So they both, you know what I'm saying, started in the same spot. And in stature, when you look at him in the video, I mean, they two men and all this. It's just like when they say Bud and Canelo. It's just all about how much you're going to cut, how you're going to rock the weight, if you used to boxing with that kind of weight on you, stuff like that, punch resistance, activity, all of the things that people never fucking talk about with all of the gossip. When I said those was fighting words and I was asking, should T.O. fight Bud or is it up to Tank? Because I said, why not, man? If all the guys, because I was still saying, listen, man, at one point in time, they were listed as the Four Kings. They were listed as one of the Four Kings. And with Loma saying family time, Shakur going to go sign with Matchroom, I said, why not? And that was this was the second time when I addressed this was the second time, and this was the second time about some racial stuff, but I also said that he went by saying that Tank Davis has some DSLs, which I said was suspect. And nobody checked that. Everybody like tiptoed all the way around that. I'm like, man, how many grown heterosexual men are watching boxing, man? Why didn't we catch that? That slipped right through the catcher's mitt. So I said, listen, man, he done said you had some DS. When you was locked up, he said you had some DSLs, Tank. Serve this fool. Put a number on the contract and send it to him and tell him to take it or eat a hot dog, a foot long, extra mayo. I want to see it. He wanted the two. He talked too much. That was just the fan in me, though. People jumped out there and tried to explain it away, and I said, okay, well, I don't think that's really by nature. I don't think that's T.O.'s nature. I think that his father has rubbed off on him. And even though, I mean, it's like if I could look through the bullshit, just having to deal with people in the span of life I have, and it's almost 44 years, I've met people, come across people like that, where you can If you know where they stand, you know how they think, you can deal with them. It's not like, oh my gosh, I'm about to bust your head to the white meat. But allowing somebody to walk around saying the things that T.O. continued to do, because everybody was highlighting, and it was like the highlight of everybody's video, how they saying, oh yeah, here go T.O. talking about he at the grocery store getting some bananas. I'm like, okay, so, and then Bud actually entertained it. But before I come out, let me tell you why. Let me tell you why I think. So not only do we have the legal troubles, but it was a video, and I was going to do a shorter than this, man. But I said, you know what? Since I spare my guys, even though T.O. is starting to creep on that outer ring of being my guys, like he's on the very edge of still being one of my guys, I swear. I said, I'm not going to go all the way in and really like do a whole video and really put time into like really just like smacking this motherfucker in the head with a shovel. I'm not going to do that. All I am going to do is highlight this and tell you guys that this man was at this venue and he was talking to these ladies, the lady on the left, the lady on the right. He was there talking to these ladies, and he actually, can you believe he actually went into the venue with a shirt on? But somehow they convinced this man to take off his shirt, start dancing and throwing combinations. And look at the age group. What demographic are the ages of these women? These women are his father's age. This man's father is living vicariously through him. Top Rank just showed you that he said, listen, the message that Top Rank got to me in the whole 3 minutes, the most valuable part was T.O. said, I don't need my father to speak for me. And Top Rank put that on a megaphone and blasted it out to whoever would dare to listen. But why would this man be topless around in this venue? What kind of image is that? What kind of endorsements do this guy got? Like, who's backing this? Like, you don't have nothing going on. You ain't got no fight. You just out here hanging with this demographic. What demographic is this? Where's your PR team? Why you don't have no shirt on? We got a new rule. You can't be out in the club with your shirt off if you ain't got a fight on the schedule. How about that? But then you can't be out here talking about bananas in grocery stores and all this stuff. But when we talk about monkey behavior, yeah. Because I had a nice one. They had the monkey with the clashing symbol. Who's more like a monkey? If you go back and look at the video and do your homework, who would look more like a monkey? Teofimo Lopez with his shirt off with this little ass chain on, looking like without the brass symbols in his hand, throwing combinations in front of him, and he got these ladies, these senior citizens all geeked up. And you already know senior somewhere in the back having a blast. So we can entertain and y'all can act like Teofimo want to smoke. I'm like, listen, man, he's on the borderline of being outside of the boxing business, and this is truly some motherfucking monkey business, if you ask me. So who's really the monkey if you outside with your shirt off, dancing around with these senior citizens, and your father in the back doing I don't know what, and you calling out Bud? Keyshawn breathing down your neck. You include Tank, but it be some hindsight shit because you looking bad because Tank went ahead and got something on the menu. He got something on the schedule. I'm thinking you need to be quiet and handle your legal situation with Top Rank or announce a fight. But we're not going to politic it away. We ain't going to debate it away. We letting you know that this man is setting precedents. Even though his father's not the first one to avatar their sons, we still see it going on. It done permeated throughout the boxing community, which is cool. It's good and bad. It's just depending on who want to highlight what, who want to make this out to be a bigger deal than that, and who getting paid, whose palms getting greased over here, all of that kind of stuff. That's all it is. It's the boxing business. But I'm thinking T.O. is getting out of the boxing business. He's on the edge, and he's leaning more toward the monkey business. So I don't think that the jargon, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say, hey man, I'm not a fan no more, because deep down it's like, man, I think he's deep down somewhere it's a good guy in there. I think he got the wrong people around him. he's thinking about the wrong way to promote it. And then just so happened, it's a perfect storm because this extension came out with Bud and Fundora. And I had put out a thing saying Groundhog's Day because I was thinking that, man, the people that's in the business of boxing was probably looking at everything. And I might be proven wrong. I think we still got a couple days from the 10-day extension. I might be proven wrong. But I was looking at it like, man, Fundora and them is not going to let you do what Shakur did to Jamel Herring. They're not going to let you do that. You know what I'm saying? Not when it's a fight that you want. And Fundora, it's a lot of people that want to fight Fundora. Him and Bud, they both got options. It's just the options that Bud want. Bud is limited in his options and what he want, rightfully so. But these other guys like Fundora has other options. So when it went to purse bid and then they got that extension and it's 10 days and it's been silence, I said, listen, it's going to be like Groundhog Day. But I don't think that Fundora is going to allow Bud to Shakur Stevenson him like Shakur did to Jamel Herring. I don't think that that's going to happen. Next thing you know, we got a 10-day extension. We ain't heard nothing. All of a sudden, we got Bud jaw-jacking and entertaining and saying, okay, cool, where you at? Drop your location. I'm in your city. And they going back and forth. Oh, well, I'm not out there in Vegas. Okay, well, where you at? Drop your location. I'm trying to see what kind of bananas you got. Which was kind of weird, you know what I'm saying? That's probably where you would have to add no bad boy. No bad boy in there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but that's what was going on. So I'm like, man, it's looking like that Fundora and Bud. I ain't gonna say it's not gonna happen. And then I already know Canelo Alvarez, he ain't acting like he trying to get nothing going on with Bud. So it's looking like prime time to where it's an opportunity to where shit, Tio ain't got nothing going on. You're entertaining them on social media. Why not? Why waste all of that? Go ahead and get this snack. Demand your bag. You know what I'm saying? I seen where Bud had added Sugar Daddy Sheik in the whole deal. So I'm like, okay, so you got Sheik, so you gonna have Sheik come through and sprinkle something on it? Okay, then Bud, call them shots then. But then he came out and said, oh, he got to fight Madrimov before that. I was like, man, listen, man. The man had a Brian Norman going up. He could have did a Boots, and then I would understand either one of them. But like to go up and do Madrimov at 54 to get to you, if that happens, and then like I heard people that was advocating for Bud saying, well, that's the same thing that they want you to do. They want you to go up there and show that you this and this and this. Is this Bud is just in a spot to where it's like, listen, it's this or that. It's like I could walk away right now. So he's carrying it like I could walk away right now unless I get what I want. So Bud is kind of, you know what I'm saying, but he can kind of demand what he want right now to a certain extent. It's just depending on what it is, like as far as belts and all that. We got to see how this Fundora stuff pan out. But it's almost looking like good timing. It's just that we still don't have the answers to Tio, and I don't see how you have more energy to explain away what Tio is actually doing. I don't see how you got time enough to explain away what Tio is actually doing right now, and you're not really trying to figure out what's going on with Tio and Top Rank and if he can do business, because to a certain extent, if you can't be touched and you're still going through this and that's not clear and this and that, I mean, why give free promotion for a fight that ain't going to happen? That's what I want to know. AC, it's a be careful of what you wish for situation. Champion Sports Boxing. Bodywork. Salute Champion Sports Boxing. And you laughing. But that's how I see it, man. I was sitting up there talking that whole time. That's funny, man. Basically, all I was really saying was that Bud, and I can't believe, I don't know who's watching and didn't like say nothing, but thanks, guys. But I was basically saying that it might be the perfect storm. It might be the perfect storm right now because I'm not sure if Bud gonna get the front door stuff. I'm not sure. I know T.O., he's being avatared by his dad. They need an intervention. They need PR. He needs direction. We need to figure out what's going on with him in Top Rank situation. If this just free publicity, because can the fight actually happen? Is he under Bob's thumb? You know, what's really going on? Why are you out here shirtless dancing around with these golden girls? You know, you out here dancing around with golden girls with your shirt off, throwing combinations, cheesing. I don't know what scene you're at. It's like, that's more like monkey behavior to me. And I don't really like the connotation, but Bud is entertaining it. And my question is, did he successfully snag Bud into getting a fight with him? Because now Bud is making, you know, claims to where T.O. got to fight Madrimov. And if you do that, that fight never going to happen. And it's in the same vein of people really wanting to see some Bud fight somebody else other than Canelo before he gets to Canelo. People saying, is that a roadblock? Is it not? I don't think so. I just think that if Bud can get Sugar Daddy Sheik in the picture, he can sprinkle something on it, we can get that fight, and that's a great fight. And I also heard that, man, I heard that David Benavidez is going to fight David Morrell. The contract is signed. And that fight got so much pushback, man. So there's some big things going on in boxing, some marquee fights. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but are we going to keep allowing T.O. to get away with saying the things that he say? You know what I'm saying? Do you not have a problem with the things that he's saying? I mean, I'm not going to make a big deal about it because nobody else really is, but I am going to say, man, it's a double standard. And I am looking at people who come out defending this stuff. I'm starting to look at people funny, man, because boxing don't need that. Because if my people was doing stuff like that, I'll be checking my people saying, man, go ahead with all that. Go ahead with all that, man. We don't need that. It ain't nothing to explain. It's just not acceptable, man. You got to think, man, when people pop out, they don't pop out with a manual on their behind. But somewhere in a point in time, when somebody start doing something they ain't got no business doing, they want to sneak and hide. It's like, where do you know? Because deep down inside, we know what's right, and we know what's wrong. We just gaslight, act like we don't, man. You know that this is not appropriate behavior. We know that the jargon that Teofimo was using and his father and what they perpetuating, and even some of the things that Ryan Garcia said, we know that ain't, you know what I'm saying, that's not good jargon. But to jump out in front of it and defend it, no. It's almost like, man, we need to, like, what you don't feed can't grow. So we need to stop feeding into it, because I'm not sure if it's going to translate into a fight. And I said, show me a time when Sugar Daddy Sheik was able to make a deal on a fight to where money was the only thing that needed to be added for that fight to happen. And then the fight happened. Closest one you could say is Fury and Usyk, but I think that fight was going to happen regardless. I don't think money was the only thing that I don't even know if it was a holdup. I think it was just timing of that fight going down. So I can't see a time where money was an issue. Sugar Daddy Sheik provided that money, and we got that fight just because of that. Because even when you look at this Beterbiev and Bivol fight, Russian politics got in the way of that. But this is a very pivotal fight, and that's why I salute Turkey for this one. As far as a great fight, and if this fight get across the finish line, like I was saying the other day, that people had their fingers crossed. You know what I'm saying? And somebody is going to lose their O. This is undisputed. They were saying undisputed, undefeated, and somebody's going to lose their O. You know, that's coming up, man. So anything is possible. It's all in perspective, man. I just thought that, man, we can't be allowing precedents to happen, and we got to recognize that, man, these guys are living vicariously through their sons, man, and we can't applaud it or ignore the dumb shit like when a certain individual was out there, out and about, like just like I'm talking about this part now, but when a certain individual was out and about, got caught with a thing in the car, you know what I'm saying, a guacamole. And then with the carnival incident, it's like nobody was saying anything. Those same people are defending T.O.'s behavior. And the sad reality is, in this boxing world that we're in, nobody looks at them like they still have one of these, man. It's already over for T.O. We've seen it, like decision-wise and all that, even after the fact. But nobody's looking at the fact that when it come down to them guys, they don't look like this. This is off the table. Tank still got it. Tank still got one of these. Shakur still got one of these. Food for thought, man. But let's police it up, man. Let's police it up. Let's be critical thinkers, man. Y'all know what this is. This is fruits and veggies, not that Reggie. That fact-based content, not opinion-based. This man is on the verge, y'all. And I've been trying to keep these up around an hour for the playback and everything. But if you catch this on the playback, talk to me. I'll talk back. I would love, if you put, any feedback in the comment section is welcome. Feel free to hit the super chat. Feel free to hit the Cash App. It's available. Your boy did it the hard way, man. Out the mud, man. No hookups, man. Just starting from scratch, man, and just working and not hiding my flaws, progressing, doing little tutorials, figuring out the graphics, getting better with the thumbnails, coming up with my own concepts, having to be strong enough to where I gotta cite another person after I stated my opinion just to validate it, man. It's hard, man. So support the smaller channels, man, because it's a lot of times in the grand scheme of things, it's almost like you're that salmon swimming upstream. You're not really swimming upstream when you're not comparing yourself, but when you're not clicked up and ganged up and saluting this and paying dues here and all that, you just getting out the mud. Those guys need support too, especially when they harp on, is it truth? You know what I'm saying? Support your boy. I don't care if it's a sharing the video, if it's saying, man, listen to my guy, man, or just you putting somebody else onto the channel. Help my numbers grow. Share the videos. If you see somebody saying something that you saw over here, man, say something about it, man. Mention it. Say, hey, man, ain't the first time, like, you know what I'm saying? Because YouTube is cold as ice. Charlie Murphy. I just wanted to kick it with y'all, man. I had a good time. It's always a good time when I can get out there and T.O. calling out Bud with the Golden Girls. Maybe Bob is wanting T.O. to give Keyshawn a shot, especially if he looks good against Nemo's. T.O. don't want that Keyshawn smoke. I don't think so either. And that's why I said don't it look kind of odd, champion sports about? And that's what I was also gonna say. Don't it look kind of odd that T.O. trying to get up out of there now? Because we already had word that it wasn't gonna be Brian Norman. I don't know if they secretly behind the table trying to do something because Brian Norman got hurt, so he ain't fighting on that Keyshawn card. T.O., we got to figure out his legal trouble, but he didn't want that Brian Norman smoke. He's saying they keep showing how Keyshawn was calling him out and they keep going over that. So they really putting this image out of Tio, man. They really showing the true colors on it. And I think it's real odd that now all of a sudden he got all this passion to jump up 2 more weight classes to go see the pound for pound guy. Now he has the history of doing such in the Loma and in the Josh Taylor, but it's kind of ironic with all this smoke. So you're gonna surpass Brian Norman Jr. All the guys at 140, Puelo, Rayo said he get nervous when he said Tio get nervous when Rayo name mentioned. Nobody doing no videos on that. But you got all the guys at 140, from Rayo to Puelo to Paro to who got the last one? Oh yeah, him. And he wants to go. He just want to bypass everything and go straight to Bud. But Bud said, "No, I'll fight Madrimov." And then I don't got T.O. fighting no Madrimov, man. Jumping up to 54 and get, I don't know, man. Anything can happen, man. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't like it. And that's just me basically showing that I got a little ounce of care for the young man. You know what I'm saying? That's really because I don't see that man jumping up to no 54 and being able to do nothing. Especially when you turn into the librarian. When it comes to boots, you don't hear anything about Brian Norman. Y'all two could fix each other's problems. And I ain't gonna charge y'all nothing for that. T.O. declined the Norman fight. Exactly. So I've been keeping them short, man. But I appreciate everybody, man. Support the channel. Like, comment, subscribe, leave comments. Update your notifications. And I'm gonna keep coming with that fresh, that funky, that dope stuff. If anybody have nothing for me, I think I put the link out there. Did I put the link out there? I don't know. I would never deny nobody. Yeah, I would never deny nobody the privilege. Well, I would never do that. That's not me. So I see a couple people dipped off. But something to think about. Something to think about, man. I don't know how you out here using that kind of language and we can clearly get images of this. Like, come on, man. That's not a good look, bruh. You out there with Dorothy. Roof. Let me find out you out there with Dorothy and Roof and them, and you be up here talking about bananas and pajamas. Boy, get your affairs in order, man. Get back in the gym. Get offline, man, and limit the shit that you allow your father to make you say and do. You scar for people on the way up, man, but shit, it look like you just man, you one or two missed opportunities away from, falling down and busting them kneecaps up again. Move just one of them people that just like to bump your head up against that wall every time, man. You gonna have to touch that stove to know it's hot, huh? Bob and them ain't show you that the first time, man. Which was clever in the loudest people. They was actually say, "Oh man, look at what he's doing. He's making a move," and it was just like, "No, bruh." He was already in a sticky situation anyway, man. For what he was giving him, this man was highlighting on Heisman night. He had his own time where it's okay, because that's right after the Heisman. People want to see some action, and he was going out there sparking people. I heard people dismissing what he did to Comey and trying to shit on Comey now. It's like, we're not going to do that, man. We're going to be honest about the resumes, but we're going to be honest when people shitting on it, we're going to be honest. When people praising it, we're going to be honest. We're going to do an appraisal. So I'm trying to appraise T.O., man. It's only a little hope. I only got a little hope and a little respect left for him, and that's because I think he getting avatared. And, you know, it's very hard to go against the grain when it's somebody that you love and you care about that got you to that point, and you just can't, you know, bring yourself to be like, I'm not sure if that's good. Like, let's get another head to interject. But this new image and this level of disrespect and all this monkey business, keep going down that path. Keep going down that path. Remember what I said about Avatar and what happened with the Haneys and how they were the most toxic. My first video, they were the most toxic fan base in boxing, and god damn it, it was 6 months before people actually came around and started saying it. They was even saying the circus thing even after that, but the whole time I was saying I was a hate and I was just pointing out facts. Well, this is another one of them kind of conversations, man. You don't got to worry about body work, man. Because you already know my motto, man. I got it from EJ, man. We keep that same energy, man. And all we do is body work. That's it. That's all. I just ask that y'all, you know, look out for your boy. Support the channel. And this is the kicker for everybody who stayed around and wait. Hold on, let me come out for this one. Hold on. This is the kicker, man. Listen. Well, where I'm at. Let's see. I gotta come out for this one. Just for standing around and watching. We have an agreement to do interview tomorrow, and I'm excited about it. I'm keeping it under wraps, you know, because you know I have very positive vibes. He said, "Yep, we could do it tomorrow," but with this being fight week, and Beterbiev and Bivol getting it on in the light heavyweight division, and David Benavidez and David Morrell, they getting it on. There are some other key players in the 175 division, and one of them has decided to give me an opportunity to sit down and interview with me tomorrow. We've already agreed to everything. You know, it was no middleman. I reached out to him. He got back. You know, it's been about a week. I got back. He got back. I said, let's do it tomorrow. And I said, okay, cool. Give me the time. You know what I'm saying? It's a time zone difference. I said, give me the time and we're going to make it happen. So I'm not thinking, I don't know if I'm going to do it. I'm probably going to do it to where it's not going to be live. And then, you know, I could do my thing to the video and produce it out. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on how he want to carry it. If, you know, I know my time and his time. So I would want to do it and roll it out at 8. But you know what I'm saying? Behind the scenes, your boy been working. People say, oh, man, you got to get in the game. You got to do this. Like, I'm in the game. I promote. I reach out. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be an honor and a privilege, man, to have the young man on the channel, man. And I think everybody going to be surprised, but he's in that division. And he got skills. That's all I can say, man. So positive vibes, you know what I'm saying, to everybody who rock with me, man. And if you see that, man, if you see it, man, you know what I'm saying, watch it and enjoy it and share it. You know what I'm saying? It's the beginning of many, in my opinion. It's the beginning of many, in my opinion. So that's good news for your boy. So I'm excited, man, and I have positive vibes about it. Anyways, thanks for choosing Bodywork Boxing. But we don't take things for face value. We do that body work.
He didn't want to box. He wanted to actually prove that he could punch with you. He was like, what the fuck is this nigga doing? Oh, okay, you want to go to sleep. You tired.
Welcome to Bodywork.